What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and our Georgia State Dynasty. Last week, the Panthers were on the road in Missouri taking on the Tigers in a big SEC East matchup, one that had implications on the SEC East champion, and the Panthers came away with a 31-10 victory. This week, they're back at home in the Georgia Dome to take on South Carolina in another SEC East matchup. Can the Panthers continue their winning ways? We'll find out next. Georgia State will kick off to get this game underway. 2 games left in the regular season, and 2 wins may get Georgia State to the national championship game as Tyrone Quinn is leveled at the 20. 2nd and 4 now for South Carolina, and they're going deep. Romero with the deep catch, 40-yard gain, and South Carolina is already into Panther territory. Handoff to Reed now. He's going to cut it up the middle and gain 8. 2nd and 2 for the Gamecocks. Harris will keep it on a read option here, and he's going to pick up the first down and more inside the 10. Harris down to the 6-yard line, it looks like. 1st and goal, South Carolina. And a handoff to Powers will be stopped in the backfield. A 1-yard loss on the play. 3rd and goal now for the Gamecocks. Harris back to pass here. Will fire, dump it off to Hines, but he'll be stopped in the backfield for a 2-yard loss, and the Gamecocks will add a field goal to take a 3-0 lead. Georgia State takes over now, and a nice catch by Terrence Flynn will go for 16 yards and a 1st down. Smith under center now. Will hand it off to Anthony Gross, who's going to break a tackle. He gets back up the middle and will gain 8 yards. 2nd down and 2 now for the Panthers. Hand off to Gross, and he picks up the 1st down and more into South Carolina territory on a gain of 10. 1st and 10 for Georgia State. Smith will play action, find a wide open Terrence Flynn inside the 30. It's a gain of 16. Later in the drive, 3rd and 10 for Georgia State. Smith pump fakes, fires it deep, and it is incomplete, intended for Luther Madison. And Georgia State's going to attempt a field goal here. It's pretty long. Kick is up, and it is no good. It was short, I believe. And South Carolina takes over with their 3-0 lead, and Justin Reed going down in the backfield. A loss of 2. Isaac Vincent with the tackle. 3rd and 12 now. Harris going to dump it off to Reed, and Reed will make the catch, but it's only good for 7. And they're going to have to punt the ball away. Georgia State with the ball again here in the 1st quarter. It's a fly sweep to Terrence Flynn. Down the sideline he goes into South Carolina territory. A gain of 22. 3rd and 18 now for Georgia State. Smith is going to fire it over the middle of the field. Reggie Frazier, the tight end, with a 23-yard reception. And that'll give Georgia State a 1st down. As we head to the end of the 1st quarter, it's 3-0 South Carolina. Georgia State trying to cap this drive off that started late in the 1st quarter with a touchdown here. 2nd and 5. Smith scrambling around, and he's going to be hit and sacked, and he will lose the ball. Picked up by an offensive lineman. It's a big loss on the play. 3rd and 26 now. Smith back to pass. He's going to fire this deep one-on-one coverage, and they cannot come up with the catch. And Georgia State's going to have to punt. South Carolina takes over. Harris, another read option up the middle. He picks up another 1st down on a read option play. Later in the drive, it's 3rd and 18. Harris back to pass for it, and he dumps it off to Bryant. Bryant will make the catch, but he's hit hard after a gain of 7, and South Carolina has to punt. Georgia State takes over. Handoff to Anthony Gross. Nice blocking ahead of him, and he picks up 11 and another Georgia State 1st down. 2nd and 10 now for the Panthers. Smith hands off to Stephen Leach, who gets outside here, and he'll get enough for another Georgia State first down on a gain of 10. 2nd and 14 for the Panthers. Smith back to pass here, looking, firing deep over the middle, caught by Flynn. 23 yards on that catch into South Carolina territory. Play action now. Smith rolling out to his right, going deep, caught by Phillips this time. A gain of 26 gets him inside the 15. 1st and 10, Georgia State. Smith will look to pass here, and he is going to have to scramble around, and he is going to go down. Sacked for a loss of 15. That'll bring up 2nd and 25 for the Panthers. Smith back to pass here. He's going to look around, scramble out to his right here. Fire on the run, dump it off to Luther Madison. He gets a first down to the 1. 1st and goal, Georgia State. On 1st and goal, it's a handoff to Leach, and he finds the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia State. The Panthers take the lead 7-3 over South Carolina. Gamecocks take over now here in the 2nd quarter. 3rd and 12. Harris back to pass, throwing this one up as he's hit, and it's caught by Pearson. But a flag on the play. Believe it will be roughing the passer, which adds 15, and they're inside the 10. 2nd and 6. Harris takes off. He's down to the 1, and they give him the first down at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, South Carolina. And on 1st and goal, Reed with a carry, and he gets into the end zone. Didn't look like it, but he broke the plane, and South Carolina retakes the lead right before half, 10-7 in their favor. Georgia State has the ball to start the 2nd half here from the shotgun. Smith, play action here, looking, and he took too much time. He goes down. Loss of 12 on the sack, and we look at the first half stats here. Georgia State 185 through the air, but only 27 on the ground, and 1 turnover on the day. 3rd and 17 now for Georgia State. Smith back to pass, and he is going to have to scramble once again, and once again he's going to go down. Sacked for a loss of 14, and they'll have to punt from their own end zone, which gives South Carolina good field position. 1st and 10, Harris taken off here, avoids a sack, gets the first down and more, down to the Georgia State 20. 2nd and 2 now for the Gamecocks. Harris back to pass, will dump it off to Reed. He's hit hard, but he gets the first down. 1st and 10 now from the 13. Harris back to pass, fires it, wide open in the end zone. Bryant with a touchdown, and South Carolina extends their lead to 17-7. Ensuing kickoff here. Gross takes this one out from deep in the end zone, and he's past the 30. He's out past the 40. He's out to the 46-yard line. A big return by Anthony Gross. And Georgia State will take over from there. 2nd and 13. Smith back to pass here. He fires it as he's hit, and Trevor Phillips comes up with the first down catch. Later in the drive in South Carolina territory, 3rd and 1. Handoff to Leach up the middle. He breaks the tackle. He makes his way down to the 14-yard line. 1st and 10, Georgia State. Smith is going to look to pass here. He's going to fire it to the end zone, and it's caught by Phillips. Touchdown, Georgia State. And they close the gap to 17-14 after the extra point. Later in the 3rd quarter, Georgia State has the ball back. 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Smith, 1st and 10, will fire. Luther Madison cannot hang on to the catch. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Georgia State. Smith setting up screen, dumps it off to Anthony Gross. He's got the catch, but he cannot pick up the first down. It'll be 4th and 5, and we're at the end of 3. South Carolina on top, 17-14. Fourth and 5 as we open up the 4th quarter. Georgia State down by 3. They have to go for it here, and they drop it. Reggie Frazier wide open, drops the pass in the first down, and South Carolina will take over. Romero now looking to make the catch, but he cannot. B.J. Allen in there on the tackle. 3rd and 6 now for the Gamecocks. This is a big one for the Georgia State defense. Harris going to try to take off, but he's wrangled up after a loss of 1. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7, trying to keep this drive alive. Harris back to pass, and he'll be picked off by B.J. Allen. with the interception, and Georgia State takes over. 1st and 10. Smith will work from under center. He'll pitch it out to Anthony Gross, and he's going to be tackled behind the line. It looked like a face mask, but no call on the play. 2nd and 13. Smith back to pass here. Has to scramble out to his right here. He takes off, and he steps out of bounds after a gain of 9. Later in the drive, it's 4th and 1, and Georgia State's going for it. Anthony Gross with the carry, and he'll pick up the 1st down, keeping the drive alive, hoping Georgia State can score to avoid an upset here. 1st and 10, Smith back to pass. He can't find anybody open, and he's going to go down, sacked again for a loss of 10. 3rd and 20 now. Smith back to pass here. Looking, cannot find anybody, decides to take off. He scrambles down the field, and he's pushed out of bounds after a gain of 19. 4th and 1, Georgia State going for it. Hands off to Anthony Gross. He breaks a tackle, and he picks up the 1st down. Oh my goodness, it looked like he was stopped in the backfield. 3rd and 9 now for Georgia State on this drive. Smith scrambling, and he is going to fire this one on the run, and it is deflected, incomplete. Another 4th down upcoming here, and Georgia State's going to go for it. Smith back to pass, has to scramble outside the pocket once again, and he will not pick this one up with his legs, and Georgia State turns the ball over. Just over 2 to go. Gamecocks with the ball, Romero with a catch, and a 1st down to the 20 of Georgia State. 3rd and 5. Harris back to pass here. He's going to find, oh, Pearson cannot make the catch, and Georgia State is saved here. South Carolina will kick a field goal to make it a 6-point game. 34 seconds to go. Georgia State's last hope here, and the 1st down pass is incomplete. 3rd down and 10 now for Georgia State. Smith working from the shotgun. He'll look to pass here. He fires, and it's caught by Terrence Flynn. He runs out of bounds at the 41. 21 seconds to go. Working from the shotgun. Smith back to pass here. And he is going to go down, wrapped up for another sack on the day. And Georgia State has to hurry the line, and they're only going to get 1 shot here. 2nd and 21, it has to go for a touchdown. Smith back to pass, and wouldn't you know it, he's sacked once again, and South Carolina gets the upset over number 3 Georgia State. Victor Bright, your player of the game, and they get the upset 20-14 over Georgia State. Taking a look at scores from other games around the country this week, Minnesota blows out Purdue in Big Ten play 52-0. Air Force wins 37-10 over UNLV. Looking at the stats from our game today, Georgia State could not get anything going on the ground, and that is probably what hurt them the most today as they got upset by South Carolina. Trevor Phillips, your player of the game on offense, 5 for 85 and a touchdown. B.J. Allen, 2 tackles. A sack, a forced fumble, and an interception. And Georgia State loses, but we have some recruiting news here. Jake Folks there, 6'5", 240, defensive end, 3-star, JUCO, coming to Georgia State. He commits, 76 overall. He's down 2 overall, but he is committed to Georgia State, so we get another recruit. And Georgia State falls to number 15 in the country after that loss to unranked South Carolina. And they are number 2 still in the SEC East, but there's no shot, even with a game left against Vanderbilt, who's ahead of us, to win the SEC East. So they will not be going to the SEC championship game or the national championship game. They have 1 regular season game left, and it's coming up in the next episode at number 11 Vanderbilt. Can Georgia State upset Vanderbilt and move them down in the rankings? You have to wait for that one. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.